your 9 o'clock Sports Blitz.
NFL kickers convert field goal attempts from 30 yards or closer 99% of the time. That's an actual stat. So when Vikings kicker Blair Walsh missed his game-winning 27-yarder, some said the Seahawks got lucky, which they did. But you know what? They also made their own luck. On the previous field goal, Richard Sherman came within a whisker of blocking that kick, and perhaps Sherman's near miss planted a seed of doubt. During soccer season, you'll always see and hear a Spanish broadcaster get very excited about a goal. It's kind of fun. So tonight, we thought we'd bring the football version with a German announcer. Here's two of the biggest plays from Sunday's win over the Vikings.
Oh, und dann geht der Snap dermaßen schief. Was macht Winston?
We've got crews spread out tonight. Chris Egan is in Toronto for the Sounders MLS Cup win, and Paul Sylvie is at the Seahawks Hotel outside of Green Bay for tomorrow's game. We'll begin our team coverage north of the border. Sounders playing for their first MLS Cup title in a season in which they fired their head coach and lost their best player. So it's only fitting that an improbable run would have an improbable ending. Paul Sylvie and the rest of the King 5 Sports crew headed to Green Bay in what seemed like a scene straight out of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Their connecting flight from Chicago to Green Bay was canceled. The airline lost their luggage. Then they drove 4 hours in the snow. They made it, and Uncle Paulie joins us from the team hotel in Appleton, Wisconsin.
Let's head over to Winston, Dutchin. Talk about a nail-biter of a game.
Man, this is what you tune in for, right? They're dancing in the streets in Spokane tonight now that Gonzaga is headed to the national championship game, as Greg said, for the first time in school history. South Carolina's top-ranked defense couldn't stop the Zags, who were red-hot from the floor. Nigel Williams-Goss leads the way with 23, and Shemek Karnowski delivered down the stretch in Gonzaga's 77-73 win. The Zags will play for the national title Monday night. Next, the Zags will face fellow 1 seed North Carolina for the title. We've got extended highlights and reaction later in sports. The road to the Final Four has been a long journey for Mark Few and the Gonzaga program, and the Zags are seizing the opportunity. Tonight, Gonzaga outlasted South Carolina in a thriller, and now they're dancing their way to the national championship game. From the moment the ball is tipped, if the Zags look a lot more relaxed than in years past, it's because they are. After big wins, Coach Few does a little shimmy that drives the players wild, which they've dubbed Do the Few.
That was pretty solid. He got a firm 2 hands on the ground and thought he was pretty straight, so you got to give him a lot of credit for that.
Oh, that was big time. But we've seen that a couple times, but this was special because this is the first one after a Final Four victory. So we get to see history.
He held it for about 5-6 seconds. You know, it's one of the best ones I've seen. So I'm thinking he might just stay up there the whole time if we get the next one. So I'm looking forward to seeing it.
It was awesome. He didn't fall, so that's all that matters.
We've been on him to show emotion, so they're always on me to show emotion after a win. So that's my fairly weak effort of showing emotion. So I got out of it with a healthy rotator cuff and a healthy Achilles, so I feel like I'm in a good place.
Another fantastic game in the nightcap between Oregon and North Carolina. Ducks in their first Final Four since 1939. Closing seconds, heels up 3. Oregon decides against the game-tying 3, opting to take the easy 2, which is fine, but you got to hope the other team misses free throws. Carolina obliges, missing both free throws, but somehow gets the rebound. Another foul, heels miss both free throws again and get the rebound again. Quite frankly, if you can't box out twice when you absolutely need it, you don't deserve to win. North Carolina survives to win a squeaker, 77-76. Mariners wrapping up spring training against the Rockies, and a little divine intervention never hurts. Yovani Gallardo gets the start and finds himself in a bit of a jam in the second, but then starts the double play to wiggle off the hook. M's down 1 with a pair on in the 7th. Kyle Petty laces a single through the box. The tying run scores, but the runner's thrown out trying to go from first to third. To the 9th we go. Rockies with the game-winning run on third. A line drive to center, but Austin Grabeck is there with the diving catch to end it. They finish in a 1-1 tie. Mariners on their way to Houston for Monday's season opener against the Astros. Huskies softball taking on UCLA. Kirsten Thomas drives in Morgan Flores. Down 6 in the 6th, the Dogs pull within 1. In the 7th, bases loaded with 2 outs. Flores hits it 215 feet but she needed 220. Huskies lose 9-8. And finally, congrats to the UW gymnastics team. They came in second place at regionals to qualify for the national championships for the first time since 1998. We'll be right back.